Hello, good morning, everybody. I came back again. My name is Proxy, as always. I would like to talk about soulmates. Soulmates, not girlfriend, not boyfriend, and not those wrong partners that we normally hook up with for marriage. Soulmate is a deep word whereby somebody to begin to say that somebody that he got or she got by God's grace is a soulmate. There has to be a lot more valuable things and detailed things behind that statement. A soulmate is somebody that completes you all round, that completes you, that his or her shortcomings, you overlook them because you feel that they don't even matter at all. And sometimes our soulmates are around us, but we have not even yet gotten to a certain level of growth to appreciate them because they are still in a process of growth. Let's be sincere. Like, there are things that we're doing right now, right? When our soulmates, or okay, if we're to be our soulmates to ourselves, we wouldn't even accept ourselves. We'd be like, this kind of thing, this thing, I don't like it, I wouldn't really like it. But we are expecting our soulmates to be perfect, isn't it? But it shouldn't be so. A soulmate evolves just like you evolve, just like I evolve every day. But it's wisdom and also something that calls us to understand that, okay, a soulmate is not a perfect human being, but is a person that I can evolve with, a person that is still in a process of evolution. Human beings evolve. We evolve in character. We evolve in attitude, understanding, knowing certain things that will help us to blossom in our businesses, spiritual aspects, and every other things. Because to make up our life, we need spiritual enlightenment and many other things. Being enlightened not just spiritually but intellectually, and even other things. So I think sometimes we focus a lot on the physical aspect, most especially, would I say men, but even we women. But sometimes the men break it so easily. If they I will not say our secrets, men. But it's relevant, I should say it. Women sometimes we break up easily. We say, I no longer need the tall, as they call it 6 packs, 5 pack, 6 pack man. Nonsense. Sometimes that doesn't really matter at all. But we sometimes, women, put it into our spirits, and we're like, I'm just looking for a tall, handsome, fair guy. Some people like a deep chocolate guy. I'm like, are you going to eat chocolate? That skin? Are you going to eat that fair guy? Not at all. It's about compatibility. How are you going to relate with this guy, this gentleman that you're looking at? This gentleman that you're seeing is fair, huge, and maybe he has tight muscles and all those things some people dream of, but is very violent, aggressive. Every time it just beats you at will. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't really think we should look at men or women in such aspect. I think we should focus on two people that fit into our own, I think, should I say palaces? Because I think it should be a kingdom where the man rules it's not that the woman's contribution is not needed at all, but I mean, the man is the head. The man is the head. It's like a kingdom that is full of joy and happiness, but that, how is it going to come? Is when somebody you are with, you people have understanding, you people speak the same language. I'm not talking about Luganda English, or leave that aside. I'm talking about the person that God has been evolving the same way that He has been evolving you, to begin to reason almost the same way. That when you speak something, that person will understand exactly what you're saying, even though you both did not go through the same experiences. But that's why I actually think we should take time with calling people soulmates, or getting into a relationship with a woman, marrying her instantly, except if it is the will of God, because God does things in His own different ways. You can't box Him in just one way. But for people that have to wait to really be sure that this is the right person that I'm going to marry, I want to see if this person is compatible with me. I think patience and studying that person to see that if I shout, how does this person react? Because I still have this issue of temper, and I know that it's not just going to go just like that, even though I believe God that it will go. But how is this person going to handle me? Is she just going to abandon me? Is she just going to shout back at me? All those things. Sometimes a person may be that at the first instance, when you people met, she is like, when you back, she backs back. But maybe after a period of time, like experience and knowing each other more and more, she could change, or you could change. That's evolution. But you don't have to make decisions before anything, because you don't know, even if like she is changing, if she will still be compatible in all other ways. I don't know if I'm making I don't know if that's settling really well. I don't know if people get me right. Like, you have to be sure somebody that is your soulmate, even your spirit will accept the person, that this is the right person. Before she speaks, you know what the person wants to speak. I mean, this is kind of like difficult, but with prayer and you're spiritually sensitive, alertness in the spirit, it pays a lot. Glory be to God. It is something that you need to put energy. Sometimes you may need to fast, that is sacrifice. Sometimes you need to give money to the poor people, to the people that are on the street. Sometimes you need to just sacrifice your food and give it to somebody for for you to begin to cut off some things that may be in your spiritual way, to kind of like begin to hear things more clearly, more clearly, to know when the devil speaks and when God speaks, things like that, when you're speaking to yourself and all that, knowing that these are words that the devil uses, this is the word of God, praying and sinking yourself more into the will of God, so that you will not end up with somebody that you will later regret. Marriage is something that should be beautiful, something that when you go into it, you know that it's lifetime. But it's not these marriages that we make these days now. You marry somebody, a man marries somebody, and then after a week or 2 weeks, I just don't want this marriage anymore. We can't continue anymore. Like, how? Did you really take time to learn this person? Sometimes we are not patient at all. Just maybe a year, you did not even hear from God. You're like, I am settling with this person. And your friends are telling you, are you really sure? Everything sure? Some things are really, this is where we need the spirit of discernment, because some things are speaking to us clearly, but because we feel we have, some people call it chemistry, we have this strong chemistry, I would just ignore all these things. But tell me, when you get to the marriage, you'll be like, I can't put up with these things anymore. But you're the same person that say you put up with them. So why not we sacrifice that chemistry that is going to die, to just abandon it for that moment, for us to get the right thing, that when we reap it in the marriage, we'll be like, I'm settling here for a while, I mean forever, not just like hoping that after 2 years I'll divorce this person. Marriage is something that brings your peace at home. Marriage, your home is inside you, and you're marrying to bring up righteous children that will heal this land, will heal this earth. Earth is dead almost. Every single thing that we give in birth to, if God is not with us, it's just like dead. We need to resurrect this earth. God wants to use us to do this, but we need to speak to ourselves and know that we need to come back. Human nature, we need to come back. We need to speak to us those things that we used to know before. Those things that will bring life back to families. How am I going to be happy in a marriage that is forever and ever with somebody that I did not take my time before I made the decision to enter into a marriage with that kind of a person? I mean, we need time to really find out. It's not this body that men say this shape, I can't resist it, but this shape is going to fall. It's going to fall one day. This person may have an issue later. You may have an issue later. Why are you putting all your trust on your body? Why, women, men, why are we putting our trust more on our bodies? What happened here? If we increase ourselves here, if we increase our value, if we increase our spiritual sensitivity, if we say that we are going to work hand in hand with the grace of God, by His grace, definitely, to move forward, to be more beneficial to the partner that we want to marry, so that, of course, like, you attract what you are like. You're not going to attract a man that is irresponsible. If you're responsible, you are not going to. So if you have grown up yourself by the Spirit of God, by the grace of God, to a certain level of maturity, spiritually, business-wise, intellectually, everywhere, you are going to attract the right people in that same category. So why do we keep ourselves every time here instead of going up and up and up, believing that there are people that are already waiting for us? It's not we that are always saying that nobody, after all, everybody's doing the same thing. No, not everybody. There are people that are not doing that. They are waiting for the right people. Why can't we make ourselves available for such people? Not really in the actual sense trying to make yourself available for such people as per se, like directly, but if you allow God to use you, you're allowing yourself to be available for Him, and He will present those people to you. Because if we're talking about we being available for such people, it's like we are going to go and parade ourselves before those people to see us and whatever. It's not the point. Even if you have values, skills, and whatever, and you go and parade yourself cheaply, those people are not going to value you. You're not valuable anywhere at all, because if you're valuable, you wouldn't go and parade yourself for people to be seeing you, to instill confidence in you because they looked at you and said hello and said, I want to, you're beautiful. I mean, I'm beautiful, I know. What else? Did you see my values? Did you see the grace of God upon me? Do you even serve the God I'm serving? Glory be to God. Yeah, we only hallelujah. Glory be unto Him. So we have to look at many things that we will know that these things are going to click us up together. That once I'm into this relationship, I am rest assured that it's going to lift me up spiritually. It is going to lift me up intellectually. It is going to lift me up financially. It's going to lift me up in all ways. Because if we are going to build a house together, there has to be understanding. There has to be communication. What are we going to talk about if I can't even tell you what business I'm doing, how you would support me in business, not financially only, but how would you encourage me? How do I even speak to you about encouragement if I don't know what you're doing? So there has to be mutual sharing of things, like talk about certain things that you wouldn't just talk about outside. And this you can't do with somebody that you've not taken time with to study and know that how much can I trust this person. If you see that the issue of trust is still not there, you still have to pray. If you already are not married to this person, try as much to know exactly if this person is going to change later or not, or if she would change, when. Because you can't continue waiting and waiting and waiting. The person that is meant for you is already prepared, maybe somewhere, but because you're stuck on this person, you feel that because she's pretty and whatever you believe in, she will change or he will change. You're just missing out on the person that God already prepared, because you're looking at her. You say her bum bum is flat. She's not tall enough. You're looking at yourself and say, I'm tall, I'm a very handsome guy. I mean, who sees that? Am I going to eat that? What do you have to offer from here? What do you have to offer spiritually? Are you going to tell me that, hey, my wife, don't go that side? There's no way at all. I was praying. This is what I saw. Even the money itself, it doesn't just come. You have to know how to scheme, to do everything that is going to yield that money. So that is also knowledge, understanding, wisdom. That does not just come. It comes, we grow in it by prayer, and prayer opens us up to our eyes to see opportunities that are before us where we can learn some things, and connection to people that God will use to help us to learn, and also we helping in return, if He wills. So I think we have so much mistook what is physical to what is called soulmates. Soulmates is just beyond the surface. It's too deep. This is somebody, a soulmate is somebody that you click with, but sometimes you don't just click. It may take time. It could be that person that you've been looking at and taking for granted. Why not take more time in prayer? Why not wait? Even in the course of relationship, you can be talking to people but not really putting any attachment, like emotional attachments yet. Relating with people, hello, hi, alpha, now let's talk this thing. You talk and discuss. The person is studying and you're studying too. He doesn't even know you're studying, and the person, you don't even want to know if the person is studying, because you want to concentrate onto yourself to become a better person, so that the people that are even watching, maybe God is bringing to watch, will see some things that they were not seeing before. So you need to focus on yourself. When the right person comes, you will know. If you're really sensitive in the spirit, you will know. Even when the person has not come to say anything, you will know. And you'll be waiting, knowing that I'm not just waiting in vain. I know this person must come by God's grace. I know. But if you're a woman, please be kind enough to wait and close this your mouth. Not to go and tell the man that I am interested in you. No. At least we are Africans. Me, I'm an African. We don't do like that. You don't do like that. Give yourself dignity as a woman, and as men, even if you sense something, yet still take your time. Still take your time, because anything you do when God told you move, you know that when things go wrong, I have somebody to run to, somebody to confide in, somebody to tell that, God, it is you I believed when I went to marry this person. What is going on wrong? How do I correct this issue now? There are people you can't click with, just in a click. You can't. But they're just also fighting and praying, struggling with things that they don't even know how to handle, but praying and believing that God will bring the right person, sometimes to help them to come out of it. So have you found out sometimes some things that you have to do for a person that you even think is the soulmate? What are those things? Sometimes you need to be there. That is when love is proven. Even if you did not say anything yet, that is already spoken. So yeah, you can stay with people without any emotional attachment, even if you see that you really you really would like somebody. Like, I mean, take your time, and it's rather better to take your time and know that when you enter into it, you know that you've entered, you're not coming out. It's worth it, rather than just one leap you just fell in and say, I've tried. No, 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 no. Big things are not gotten just like that at a click. No, it's not easy. I know it's not, but I'm into it too, and I know the grace is helping. The grace that is helping me is able to help us all. That's why I came here, to discuss with us, to give us water that we need, the water that is from above, the water that we bring up those seeds that are already there, those seeds that want to wither. Don't wither. We are here. There are some people that are like you, that are waiting. Don't give in. Don't give up. Don't go and sell yourself cheap as a woman. Don't settle for this. We are here. There are people watching. There's a man still looking at you and believing that you are the right person, but prove it in endurance. Stay there. God is with you. It's not easy, I know, but anytime you feel pressed, cry unto him and tell him, come and save me. He will bring the right person then. Love is sacrifice. You cannot just achieve love. The more you sacrifice, the more it comes. It may not come the time you expect it, but it might surely come to pass. It might surely come to you. And if you're doing it and believing God, not just doing something, waiting, and I'm waiting for the right guy, Mr. Right, and then the man beside you is like, hey, I've told you long time, I want to settle with you, and you've not even taken this issue to God to know what is really this thing. Who is this guy? Because of just, he's very ugly. Oh, the face, I can't look at his face. No. You need happiness. If that man can give you happiness, what is this face? Are you complete? Some people, we are non-tall, we are non-short. Some people, we are short. Some people, we are tall. We can't be the same people. What about if you're if you're calling yourself pretty and you're short, and the other person likes tall people? What about if you're calling yourself tall and the other person likes short people? So we can't define you can't define beauty for other people. So I'm not saying that physical beauty is not really anything at all, but it's not something that we need to focus on, most especially into relationships, into this issue of soulmates. It's about sensing the right person from the spirit. It's more about connection, compatibility, whereby you people are going to work together for the rest of your lives. So there will not be any divorce. It will not lead to divorce at all. Even when you hit the wall, you hold each other and say, we are going, we need together. I'm not saying there will not be any waves and disbalances, but God is going to hold you people and say that, yes, you have to stand for the other person, and the other person has to stand for you in grace. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for listening, and hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like if you're interested, and to also get my upcoming videos that will yeah about many other things. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.